So today's topic is about multiple offer. Well, I didn't design this multiple offers, especially today, because it was on a schedule, right? So, but today a lot of people are getting multiple offers, one bedrooms, houses, you know, but multiple offer is really risky to dealing with if you're not handling it properly, right? So today we want to touch up on everybody's knowledge about multiple offer so you can better present the offer to your colleagues and handle the multiple offer for your client so they do not get mad at you afterwards. So why do people do multiple offer, right? So why not just dealing with them one-on-one? Few reasons. One reason, you cannot control it because the market is so hot, more buyers than sellers, right? So it's just not enough demand, not enough supply compared to demand. Because, for example, in this Dunbar area, there's only one house like this, and there are 5 buyers. They all want to buy it. That's why it creates a multiple offer. In this market, it's somewhat like that. And reason number two is for some agents using multiple offer strategy. I can talk about that later. It's a strategy to lower the price compared to market price to create attention from buyers and to attract buyers come in and see the property. And if they are interested, they can do a blind bid auction. It's like a auction without knowing each other's price. We call it blind bid. Yeah. So number three, the reason why people like multiple offer is to create a quick sale. Not most times, if you put it on the market for a week and you do a multiple offer, it'll be sold in a week. But the multiple offer doesn't necessarily every time will get you the price you want, but it'll create a lot of attention, definitely. Okay. So the steps are doing multiple offer. Number one, as a listing agent, you have to sign a listing agreement with the seller. And when you sign the listing agreement, you have to sign what they call, you can find this in web form, this form called direction regarding presentation of offer. And you have to upload it to your MLS so people can read about it. And inside this direction, I'll show you a sample of it. And it'll has owner signature and when the owner wants to receive the offer and how they want to receive the offer. Okay. So you have to show this disclosure to all the agents that are preparing for the offer. Otherwise, if you don't have this, people may request you to present the offer right away, which you don't want to. And number three is contingent listing, which means if you cannot show the listing for up to 7 days, sometimes I see agent saying, oh, it's not ready, still under cleaning. Well, you shouldn't put it on the MLS then, because by MLS rule, when you put it on the market, you have to cooperate and show the listing. Otherwise, you should take it off the MLS. So you must state in the MLS contract schedule A when you sign with the seller saying, oh, no showing before which day. And you have to say it on the realtor remark, let everybody know that first showing will be, let's say, Saturday, 2 to 4, open house, whatever. Okay. If you cannot show more than 7 days, over 7 days, then you shouldn't put it on the market. Or if you're already listed, you cannot show for over 7 days, you probably should put use a form called hold action. Hold action, so MLS will temporarily take off the market, and after that few days, and they'll put it back on the market. Because you don't want people to see your listing, but you refuse to show, that's not good practice, right? People will complain about you. Number four is listing agent must record all offers came in, and seller has to cross out the first page and write rejected and sign beside it. So this way you have proof when people want to challenge you saying, hey, this guy is probably not doing multiple offer, he's cheating uh, us to bid, right? So once you have those record, if somebody challenges you, you can provide them saying, hey, I got so many offers here, and I really presented those offers to the seller. It's the seller refused to dealing with these offers. It's not that the listing agent did not present the offer, right? So you have to have some proof for yourself. And after that, you should probably either keep a record, or the best way would be send it to your brokerage, because your brokerage would have a record of this incoming emails, right? So in the future, if you cannot find it, probably uh, the brokerage email still has a record for your multiple offer emails. And number 5, listing agents should email and update all agents who submitted an offer and regarding their offer process. So if you're dealing with a multiple buyers agent, so you want to be fair to everybody and keep everybody on the same page. So if their offer got rejected, you better let them know so they don't have to keep calling you and waiting to see what's the update, right? So you can just call them and say, sorry, your offer is not high enough. Your offer got rejected, and the seller is not willing to go second round. With the owner just want to deal with the best offer directly. If the best offer doesn't work, and then I'll call you back, then maybe you'll have second chance, right? And number 6, if you are giving second chance to submit new offer, you must tell everybody by email, call them or text them, whatever, and to be fair to everybody, right? Let everybody know that they have a second chance to submit their offer in their absolute best price. So, sometimes offer price and terms could be very, very close. And in that scenario, you probably want everybody to do their best and see if they can stretch out the margins, right? And number 7, if you change the time of offer presentation, seller must assign document, and you must update all agents who's going to submit offer or submitted the offer, and let everybody know and change it on Realtor Remark for people can read about it, right? If you don't have seller signature on this kind of stuff, you may get complaint, because people will say, oh, you did this to avoid my offer, right? Which you did not want to do that. But you can say it's a seller's direction that they changed the time for the offer. And number 8, if you have buyer without agent, you must disclose to all other agent. You have to disclose to other agent saying, here, um, maybe there's 5 offers with agent and there's 2 offers without agent. You have to tell everybody, because other agent may think because those 2 offers are without agent, you may do something under the table. So if you want to be upfront with everybody, so they will do their best to bid the offer, right? They will use their best price to try to win this multiple offer situation. So if you disclose to everybody, then there will be no liability to yourself, right? So it's always disclosure, disclosure, disclosure. Number 9, notice agent about update result. So if you got this place sold, just courtesy, right? Tell everybody, hey, this place, we just got to accept the offer, and they have subject or no subject, and just be transparent, right? Just tell everybody, thank you for participating. If my offer has a subject, if they don't, remove their subject, and or if some of you like to put in a backup offer, you're always welcome, right? So people like to work with you in the future, even they don't get this offer. Don't piss people off, because as a realtor, you want to work with other people, right? So you don't want to piss people off. So people in the future don't give you offer anymore, right? When they see your listing, they walk away, right? You don't want that to happen. So this form is called direction regarding presentation of offer. This is when you're not going to present offer when you receive one. So your client has to sign on the bottom and initial when they want to receive the offer. If they allow you to present the offer in person or just by email, right? You can see in the middle here to receive and present all offers without buyer's representative being present. So if your client initial there, then the no buyer can be presenting in person. They can only email to you. And the second one is a time, right? We will not review offers until a deadline. So you better have this form signed with your client and upload it to your MLS so people can read about it, right? People can read about it and know when to send you an offer. So if you have something changed, please make a remark on the realtor remark so people can read about it. So as a listing, there are things you should look out for. Number one, if you set a date and time, all offers should be presented at the same time. And if your seller decided to work on one offer, and you should tell the other agent if they want to come back with a better offer and give a deadline, right? And you know, it's better that you do your best interest for your client. So you should always suggest to your client that the offer price, if they're very close, you should give them a second chance. You may get a better offer, right? And if you do not have direction like the form signed and someone sends you an offer, you're obligated to present the offer to the seller soon as possible before the offer expires. But the seller has the right to decide if they want to counterback the offer or not, or they can wait until everybody sends in the offer and then make a decision. It's all up to the seller. But as the listing agent, it's your obligation to present the offer to the seller. Okay. Otherwise, you'll get a phone call from other brokerage complaining about you not presenting your offer. And as a selling agent, which is the buyer's agent, you have to ask the listing agent seller's preferred completion date and possession date, right? You want to win, so you better put whatever date they want and prepare a bank draft, a copy of it, and send it to them saying, hey, we got the money ready. If you take our offer, right, we have the bank draft already made. And quick completion. So, sometimes people want quick completion and some sellers do not want quick completion. You want to be flexible, right? Or sometimes even you can tell them, hey, we have a flexible completion date. Whatever your seller wants, we're okay with it, right? And provide a rent back option at cost or free. A lot of times people want to get the money and buy another one. But if they don't complete, they don't get the money, right? But after completion, they don't have nowhere to move to. They have nowhere to live. So a rent back option when you buy a multiple offer property, it's always a good option to offer. And you can probably offer a free rent back for 1 month, 2 months for the seller to buy their other property, right? And if they take your offer, they have 2 months to buy another place, which is good. And ask if you can present offer in person always and wait outside of the seller's property with your client. So when they have a decision, they can communicate with you, right away. So it's better chance if you can wait outside for an answer. But not always people want to see buyer's agent in person to present the offer, but you can still wait outside. If they want to change anything, they want to do something, they can see that you're serious and they want to they met your they may be able to see your client in person, and people like to deal with somebody who's familiar. And make sure you have a listing agent confirmation for received your offer if you send the offer by email. Sometimes people are so busy, right? They miss email. It's very, very common, especially during multiple offer. They may receive 5 offer, and then you send them an offer and they have not got it, or they have not noticed it, right? They present all other 5 offer without your offer, and you're not happy. But again, it's not something they can control sometimes, right? You have to make sure, text them, call them, make sure they received your offer. It's your responsibility as the buyer's agent. Okay. So if they do not confirm receiving your offer, it'll be your responsibility too. Okay. So you got to watch out for that. Listing agreement. Okay. Make sure in the Schedule A, uh, you say that if the price is over or same as asking price, if the seller doesn't want to sell, the seller is not obligated to pay the listing agent a fee or buyer agent a fee, because in the original agreement, MLS agreement, it would say if the listing agent presents an offer at your price, you're obligated to pay the agent a commission, even though you don't agree or don't accept the offer. You're still obligated to pay the commission. If you're doing multiple offer, you're reduce the price on purpose, right? It's not the market price. It's 10-20% below the market price. So the seller would be worried about it. If the seller's English is good enough to read the agreement, they would notice that there's a part saying if the offer is same or above your asking price, you're obligated to pay the agent commission, right? So you don't want to piss off your client too, and you get sued afterwards. And terms on the beside the price, you'll see terms, right? Like say $1 million, TBA, to be arranged, right? Term, you always say, don't say cash, because it's not only cash, the price matters. It's always like completion day, it's this, it's that, the terms and stuff. So put to be arranged. Seller strategy. For multiple offer, normally it's price 10 to 20% lower listing price than the market price, right? If somebody sold a house nearby for 1.5 million, you probably want to price it 10 to 20% lower than that price to attract attention, attract more people to come in and see the house, right? So more people see the house, more people would probably want to make an offer, then you have multiple offer. And then you have to set a time for the offer to be collected, a deadline for everybody. Email and text agent who to bring their best offer, they may not have second chance. Just let them know your client may or may not give them second chance to present their best offer. So the first time, it's better to present your best offer and choose best term offer to negotiate. When you're dealing with multiple offer, you compare all the offers, which one has the best price, which one has the best terms, if they have subject or not. If they have subject, then it'll be second choice, right? If they do not have subject, cash offer, obviously it'll be the best price, be best choice, but may not be the best price, because people who offers cash offer may not give you the best price, but you have to decide, right? If a subject offer is $50,000 more than a cash offer, and this is a $2 million home, you probably rather take the cash offer instead of subject offer, because subject offer, they may not remove subject after 1 or 2 weeks, but the cash offer means sold. It's firm, right? For your client, it's the best way to take a cash offer, make sure it's sold, so your client can go out and start making their offer on buying their other property, right? Well, sometimes, people like to wait. Oh, I like the 50,000. I rather wait a week to risk my my chance, right? To risk it for the extra $50,000. You never know what the client want, but you have to tell them what are the consequences are accepting different offers. What does cash offer mean? What does offer with subject means, right? You have to educate your client. So the buyer strategy, number one, if you know your client well, no subject or cash, we call it cash offer or no subject offer, would be the most uh, competitive offer. So people can come in and take your offer and get sold, right? And fast closing date. Tell people you have fast closing date or flexible closing date. And subject to finance with pre-approval letter, right? If you have to have a subject to finance, you can even send them a pre-approval letter if you got pre-approved. So people know your financing is okay. You're gonna remove subject, right? You're not somebody just shopping and trying to screw things up. And number four will be a letter, right? Write a letter to the seller. That a lot of times works. People are emotionally attached to their home, right? They want to find somebody who's going to take care of this house. They spend a lot of time, energy, maintenance house, renovate the house. They love the house, right? You can send them a letter, and also bank draft ready. You send them a copy of the bank draft. And number six, best price you can think of, right? It's worth the price your client will not regret. A lot of times, people say, oh, I could have add 10, 20,000 more for this house. You know, don't regret. If you could, do it on the first offer, right? Don't expect second round, because sometimes there's no second round. If you really like the house, make an offer you will not regret. And long completion date, right? Sometimes the people want a long completion date. Sometimes people want a short completion date. Well, I would say number seven would be flexible completion date for the seller. Number eight, rent back. We talk about that. Number nine, free rent. Free rent, right? Free rent is money. Each month is probably $3,000 to $5,000 for house rent. So if you offer that, it's another $10,000 to $20,000 value. Even though you're not paying for it, it's still value to the seller. Okay. So the last one would be seller's condition. As a listing agent, you have to find out your client's motivation and what they want. So the date, you have to find out um, when they like to move. When did they buy a house already? They have to move by a certain date or not, right? For the price, how flexible on the price? Are they relocating to a different city? Do they want to sell on time, or do they are they just selling investment? If they're selling investment, then the price is probably not very flexible. But if they're doing relocation, they want to move to a different city, maybe the price is flexible, right? And the for terms and conditions, right? It's about subject. If there's people making cash offer, obviously that'll be the best choice. But if there's no cash offer, then you have to look at the terms. Who has the shortest um, subject removal date? Sometimes people have 3 subject removal date, 3 days. Some people have 7 days. Some people have 14 days. Choose the shortest one. Okay. And motivation. Do they must sell or buy, or they're not so motivated? So you have to know, because sometimes even during multiple offer, seller could say, oh, I don't want to sell anymore, and then you just piss everybody off, wasting everybody's time, right? So you got to make sure your client's motivation, are they firm, are they really want to sell, before you host a multiple offer. If they don't really want to sell, they just want to test the market, or they want to sell at really high price, you know, don't use multiple offer. Don't, because you're gonna make everybody angry. You just put on the market regular price, wait for a right buyer, right? Don't use multiple offer. So as a buyer's agent, you gotta know your client's ceiling price. Do not push him over the limit, because Even if you push your client over their limit and they put in a cash offer and they cannot complete on the completion date, they will get sued and then they will sue you, right? And if they don't really like the house and they end up buying it, they will always come back to you, right? As a buyer's agent, you gotta know your client's capacity and completion date too. Maybe you just sold a house for them, right? Their house is gonna be completing in 2 months, and you want to buy your client a house and matching that possession day, so they do not have to move twice. They can move on time, right? You have to know their time, right? Time is very important. So motivation, how much they want this house, right? And as a seller's agent, of course, you got to know their bottom price, which is floor price and completion day. Nowadays, I just, an agent call me saying, "Hey, my client sold their home and they bought a home, and they bought from someone who also bought a home. So there's 4 people in line here, but the buyer from the first home wants to change completion date, and everybody behind has to change completion date. Otherwise, there's a chance of collapsing deal. But people behind won't change date because they're also stuck with the completion date. So, as a seller's agent or buyer's agent, you have to know everybody's completion date to make things fit. And also, do not rush things, because if you cannot complete on time, it's gonna screw everybody up, not only you. It's gonna be a chain reaction. It's like 4 cars in a row crushing into each other, right? So you just have to educate your client, prepare them emotionally, and also have them, uh, you know, give them a good education on the completion day, how things can better fit together. So they have to sell. If you get a good price and term, you have to let them know. Sometimes people, like I said, seller back out, they don't want to sell. But if they don't sell, sometimes the market change. If they miss this market, they may not get the same price anymore, right? So as a seller's agent or buyer's agent, you gotta educate your client, like all the time.